class, and welcome to our math lesson for today. Today we are working on topic 2, lesson 2. It is on page 61 of our Math and Visions Volume 1 workbook, and our learning intention today is I can use doubles to solve problems. So we are getting started on our solve and share right now, and it is on page 61. So our solve and share says Emily and Carlos have the same number of toys. How many toys could each of them have? How many toys do they have in all? You can use cubes to help. Well, class, since we all don't have cubes at home, we are just going to use our pencils. Just have our pencils. So this one is a little bit different. So it does not tell us how many toys they have, or how many toys they have in all. But it does tell us that they have the same number of toys. So, I'm going to get my pencil out. Mrs. Collier uses hers on the computer. I know you guys know this. So, let's say, how many toys could each of them have? How about we give them each 3 toys? So, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 dots. Okay, so I put 3 dots in Emily's box, but they have the same number of toys. So that means I have to put 3 dots over here in Carlos's box as well. So 1, 2, 3. So how many toys could each of them have? Well, we can really give them as many toys as we want. But just remember, if I were to give Emily 20 toys, that's 20 dots for us to draw, and then I have to give Carlos that same number of toys, and that would be up to 40 dots, which is just crazy, crazy, crazy. So we are just going to do 3 toys each, okay? So how many toys could each of them have? We are going to say they will each have 3 toys. So how many toys do they have in all? So how many toys do they have in all? Well, let's say if Emily has 3, and I know Carlos has 3 as well. What is 3 plus 3, my friends? If I have 3, and I add 3 more to that. So if I'm holding up 3 fingers and I need to add 3 more, 1, 2, 3, I now have 6 fingers up on my hands. So that is telling me that 3 plus 3 would be equal to 6. So for our problem, we decided how many toys each of them had. So we gave Emily 3, and they have the same number of toys. It told us that in our first sentence. So whatever we gave one of them, we had to give the other. And then we added that number together. So we had 3 toys in each box. 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. And that is how we do our solve and share. So now we are going to use our animated video to guide us through the top of our lesson on page 62 of our workbook page. So let's get started.
This is a doubles fact. 2 plus 2 equals 4. How do you know when the cubes show a doubles fact? The number of blue cubes is the same as the number of green cubes. How do you know when an addition equation shows a doubles fact?
How do we know? What do we think, guys?
The addends are the same. How does the picture show this is a doubles fact? Every cube in this group has a partner in this group. This is not a doubles fact. 2 plus 1 equals 3. How do the picture of the cubes and the equation show that this is not a doubles fact? every cube does not have a partner. The addends are not the same. Let's look at this doubles fact. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Saying 1 plus 1 is the same as saying double 1. So, double 1 is 2. Think of doubles when both addends in an equation are the same.
Now you know what doubles are and how to make them.
Now let's do our Convince Me section of the workbook. So this is still on page 62 in the same spot it always is, on the far left side towards the bottom. So our Convince Me says, is 6 plus 4 a double? Explain. So is saying 6 plus 4 a double? Well, we just learned in our video that a doubles fact is when the addends are the same. So 6 and 4 are my addends for this equation, but are they the same? No. 6 and 4 are both add-ons, but they are not the same number. For this to be a double, it would have to be 6 plus 6 or 4 plus 4. So is 6 plus 4 a double? Mrs. Collier's going to type it because it takes her too long to write with that mouse. So we are going to say no, because the addends are different. So I want you to write this with your pencil. Say no, they are not a double, because the addends are different. Now let's look at our guided practice. Our guided practice says to write the sum for each double. So remember, the sum is just the total number of an addition problem. So as we can see, all of these are doubles because they have the exact same amount of block pieces or blocks in each row. They are also the exact same. So this is called a double because it's like if you were a twin, you are a double of yourself. They look exactly the same. So this one is already filled in for us. So we are going to say 4 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how we got this 4. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8. Now let's look at number 2. It's not filled in for us, so we got to figure this out. How many blocks do we have in one of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, since it is a double, since there are 5 block pieces here, that means there are 5 below. Do you see how they line up exactly the same? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks down here as well. So we are going to write 5 plus 5 is equal to, what is that equal to? Let's count on our fingers, count in our head, write it down. Tell me, what is 5 plus 5? 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. If I hold up 5 fingers and I hold up 5 more, I have all my fingers up in the air. I have 10. Let's do this next one, number 3. Number 3. I have 1, 2, 3 blocks on top. And since these are the same, that means they're a double. I have 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. So this equation is written a little bit backwards. It wants us to give the total number first. So if I have 1, 2, 3 plus 3 blocks, what is my total? if I add 3 and 3, that would be 6. So I have 6 equals, and what two numbers did I add together to get 6? Look at our blocks. What numbers did I add together? I added 1, 2, 3, and 3 to get 6. So 6 equals 3 plus 3 because 3 plus 3 equals 6. Okay, last one, guys. If I have 2 blocks on top, that means I have 2 blocks on bottom. So I am going to say 2. So I have 2 blocks here plus the double, so that means it's the same. So 2 plus 2 equals, what is 2 plus 2? I know, we know this one. What is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 is 4. Great job, guys. Okay, let's get ready for our independent practice. All right, boys and girls, now it's time to do the independent practice on our next page, page 63, our independent practice. So it wants us to write the sum for each doubles fact. So since this is an independent practice, Mrs. Collier's not going to do the problem with you all the way, but I will read it to you and help you get set up for some of them. So number 5 with the red blocks. Now remember with doubles, however many we have in one set. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if they are a double, that means it is going to be the exact same down here. So that means I have 5 blocks here and 5 blocks below. So it wants me to make an addition equation with that information. So I would write 5 to begin with, because I have 5 up here. And I've already said how many I have down here, so I'm going to write that number here. And then add those two numbers together to get my total. And you, for number 6 and 7, are going to count how many blocks you have and write your addition equation. Go ahead and pause the video so you can finish those ones, because I'm going to move to number 8, 9, and 10. Number 8, it just wants us to do some simple addition. It wants us to find out what is 2 plus 2 and write the answer in the box. Same for 4 plus 4 and 0 plus 0. Now, however you add best, that is what I want you to do. So if writing the numbers down, drawing a picture, counting on your fingers, using counters, whatever is best for you to add, that is what Mrs. Collier wants you to do, because you know what is going to help you best. What is going to help you best? Number 11 says, draw a picture to show a doubles fact. Then write the addition equation to match. So boys and girls, just like how on number 5, 6, and 7, this is a picture of a doubles fact up here. This is a picture of it. So you get to make your own down here. Now Mrs. Collier is going to show you an example, and I do not want you to use my example. I want you to make your own. But let's say, if I were to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I do not want you to copy me. I want you to make your own problem. I'm just showing you an example. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4 up top, so I have 4 here. I know it's a double, so it's going to be exactly the same, so I know I have 4 again. My equation is going to say 4 plus 4, and then I'm going to count, and say, okay, 4 plus 4. What is 4 plus 4? If I have 4 fingers up, I add 4 more. So 4 plus 4, that would be 8. So for number 11, it wants you to draw a picture that shows your doubles facts, and then it wants you to write your addition equation. So this was Miss Collier's example. Do not copy my example. I want to see your own work. Okay. And our last page, page 64 of our workbook page, everybody. Number 12. It says, make sense. Neela makes 4 pies. John makes the same number of pies. How many pies do they make in all? So, these two squares, you are going to put Neela's pies on this side and John's pies on this side. So if Neela makes 4 pies, we need to make 4 X's, 4 circles, 4 check marks, something to show the 4 pies. And if John makes the same number, so if she makes 4 and he makes the same number, do the same over here. And then how many pies total would that equal? And you will write that number down here in the blank. So if Neela made 4 pies, John made the same number, how many pies in all is that? Number 13 says Kim has 2 pockets. She has 5 dimes in each pocket. That means there are 5 dimes on this side and 5 dimes on this side. So how many dimes does she have in all? So if she has 5 dimes in this pocket and 5 dimes in this pocket, how many dimes does she have in all? Number 14 says, can a doubles fact have a sum of 9? Draw a picture to find out and then circle yes or no. Circle yes or no. Well, boys and girls, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you are doubling something, as in a doubles fact, since they both have the exact same number, it will always, always, always be an even number. So, can a doubles fact have a sum of 9? A sum of 9. I am just going to give a very small hint for this one. Boys and girls, to show an example. And just watch, you don't have to write it. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to double it, write my doubles fact down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This added together is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 4 more, so 5, 6, 7, 8. What number comes after 8? If you're counting, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, what number comes after 8? That would be 9. Now, if this is a doubles fact, if I were to put 1 more here to give me 9, could that be a true doubles fact? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to erase all of this. And I want you to tell me, can a doubles fact have a sum of 9? Yes or no? And number 15, it says, which doubles fact has a sum of 6? So remember, a doubles fact has the same add-in, so the numbers have to be the same. So what numbers added together will equal 6? And once you find that number, you are going to fill in that circle. So the numbers have to be the same to be a doubles fact. So which of these addition equations have a total of 6?